Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 11th of the 11th, 2021. This is the second time, my second attempt at doing this reading. So let's hope it goes better this time. Okay. As you can see, the cards are already picked. When this happens and something goes wrong with the reading, I do leave the cards out that I've already picked, as I think to change things wouldn't be right. Okay, so these are the cards that came out. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about today. So first of all, we've got the waxing half moon today, which is the day in the lunar cycle where we can see half of the face of the moon, and it's about the balance of the dark and the light, the subconscious and consciousness. And in following the cycle of the moon, I always find this is the point where things that have been bubbling up in my subconscious actually come into consciousness, and I can start seeing the patterns, seeing what I need to do. If I've been asking questions of spirit about what to do or something like that, then this is often the point where I start getting answers through and my direction becomes clearer. And then it's also the 11/11 portal, which happens once a year on the 11th of November, obviously. And it's an important time of the year. The number 11 is a master number of intuition and service out in the world. How can I use my gifts to take out into the world to be of benefit to humankind? And it's also a balance between duality. When you think of the number 11, you've got the two sticks of the wands, and it's about balance. So when we have the 11/11 portal, it doubles that energy, and it's about spiritual awareness and enlightenment. So on this day, those energies are able to come down through the portal down to earth to help and support us in our spiritual development and our journey back to being souls, enlightened souls having a human experience. Okay, so started off today with the Gaia cards, and the three cards that came out were Eternal Dance, which is movement, wheel of life, and path of least resistance. Then we had Remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions, and then we had the message, positive news, positive outcomes. And I thought these tied in very well with sort of the lunar cycle today, where we're at, that sort of this monthly cycling through the light and dark of the moon. We can't speed it up, we can't slow it down, we can just go with the energies and be in tune with the lunar cycle. The same is also true of the solar cycle of the year, with between sort of the solstices with the equinoxes in between, and another cycle of light and dark throughout the year. So remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions, particularly because we're in Scorpio season still, and Scorpio season is about digging deep into our emotions and our feelings and seeing what comes up and comes to light. So you could be experiencing sort of past feelings or emotions coming out into consciousness, coming out into light today. And once those things from the subconscious, from the deeply buried, come out into the light, then we can see them, we can shine the light of truth onto them and heal them. The message also for me is about sort of the spiritual awareness and enlightenment shining down on us from the 1111 portal. Okay, the cards that came out for me at the centre of the reading, the significator where we are, the energies for the collective today, is the Prince of Discs. Okay, in the subconscious position, the moon position, we have the Five of Wands, strife. In the Mercury position, the mind, communication, etc., we have the Prince of Wands. In the Venus position, our heart, what we love, our values, etc., we had the Nine of Wands come out, strength. In the position of the Sun, what's consciously right in front of us, we have the Princess of Discs. In the Mars position, what action do we need to take? Our drives, our will, our creativity, we have the Five of Discs, worry. In the Jupiter position, what's working for us, we have the Ace of Wands. And then in the Saturn position, what's limiting us, what obstacles are there, is the Two of Pentacles, change. So we've got conflicting energies here. We've got very stop-go energies going on. Okay, so at the centre of the deck, the Prince of Discs, the Page of the Knight of Pentacles in many other decks, is about plodding forward, doing the work, the day-to-day work, having patience, and just steadily working our way through things, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. In the background, the Five of Wands, strife. This is about little annoyances and niggles and just little things that are just sort of getting on our nerves, just like little blockages on our path that we have to deal with. That it's, oh really, that as well. So there's a lot of little niggles going on in the background. Mentally, we're inspired and we want to move forward as fast as possible. Okay, my God, I've got this amazing idea. I need to do it right now. If I don't do it right now, I'm going to miss the opportunity, and it won't happen. Oh my God, now. Okay, air of fire. So when we think about how oxygen sort of really sort of lights up a fire, and causes the flames to burn more intensely, that is what the Knight of Wands is about, as opposed to air of earth, which is ploddy and contemplative and thinking things through. Okay, so you can see where we've got these conflicting energies going on. Emotionally, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, the Sun in Sagittarius. We've got the Sun and the Moon there, the masculine and the feminine, the conscious and the subconscious there. And this card is asking us to find that balance within the opposing sides of ourselves, within our internal landscape and the external landscape. If we have our inner strength in place, and it allows us to sort of take down the barriers that we've put up around us. We've got firm boundaries, so we don't need to shut ourselves in. In the place of the Sun, what's going on consciously in front of us, we've got the Princess of Discs, or the Page of Discs, Earth of Earth. And the Princess of Discs, I don't know if you can see in this card, we've got this heavily pregnant figure in the foreground. And the Princess of Discs is really about, we can't rush things. think natural things and life has its own natural rhythms and natural timing, and we have to wait until the right time for the birthing, so to speak. And whether that's a baby that's been growing for 9 months in a womb, or plans and ideas and things like that that we want to bring, we plant the seeds and we have to wait for nature's processes, which brings me back to the eternal dance. Just being in tune with the eternal rhythms of life, of the moon, of the sun, of the planets. And if we dance in time with a time and rhythm with these forces of the universe, then we tend to find that our life goes a lot more smoothly. Okay, in the Mars position, actions will drive creativity. We're worrying a lot about this. Oh my God, I don't want to miss the boat. What if I don't do it now? What if this is not the right thing to do? What if I do it and I get overwhelmed and it's not the right thing to do? So it's all this mental chatter. Our mind's racing off. We've got Mercury, Quicksilver, thoughts flashing through at 1 billion miles an hour in Taurus, which is slow and ploddy. And so it's that out of balance-ness. Okay. What's working for us in the Jupiter position is the Ace of Wands. We have got a fabulous idea or inspiration, but we're still only at the Ace, at the number 1 energy. Okay, we don't know where it's going to go. It's just sort of a incubating idea, an inspiration at the moment, something that we've pulled up from the deep. Now is the time to examine it and look, does this idea, this project have legs? Is it something that I'm going to enjoy doing it? You know, if it grows and, sort of, will I become overwhelmed with it? These are the things. At the moment, we're just holding the creative idea and just seeing what it is. What's holding us back? The 2 of discs, which is Jupiter in Capricorn. So again, this expansive energy of Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is the builder, but is very sure-footed, and we want to make sure there's security and things are in place. And it's like, oh, is there guarantees that this is going to work? So you can see where we've got this wanting to dash out with this slow and steady energy, sort of in opposition to each other. Sort of bringing us backwards and forwards. It may be that we've got past memories coming up of failures and things like that, or, oh my God, last time I tried to do something, everything went wrong and it was a disaster. Okay. Looking at sort of the energies of why that happened. Was that a rushing out of the gates too quickly type of thing? A time of stepping up and seeing what is there and what needs to be brought into balance. The card at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Major Arcana 14. In this deck, it's called Art. In other decks, you often see it called as Temperance. And it is about balancing opposites. Again, this theme of balancing the opposing energies is really strong in this reading. Okay, so again, it's sort of saying that it's not time to make a move forward. There's lots of things that need ironing out. We can't rush things. We need to allow things to take time, and that is sort of also represented with a Major Arcana 7, the Chariot, which often you see a charioteer with two horses, a black one and a white one, and it's about sort of trying to bring these energies together so they go in the same direction, because they want to run off in opposite directions. And the job of the charioteer, God, I can't talk this morning, is about holding them in balance, because when they're in balance, then the charioteer can ride to victory. So, and also in this card, if you see the wheel or the circle, I don't know what it is, that is holding, it's about sort of once the idea has come together, once the thing is formed, then we can go forward. Okay, so because it is 11:11 today, I thought I would also bring into the reading a mythical shaman oracle card. This is a fairly new deck for me, so I'm still getting used to the cards. I'm getting to know a few of them. Some of them I still have to use the book that came with it, but I do love these cards, and I love the energy of them. So let's see what they need to tell us for today, the 11th of the 11th, 2021. Okay, 11/11 portal day. What do we need to know? What does Spirit need to tell us? What words of wisdom do they have for us? Okay. Okay, we have a card come out. Okay, so the card that's come out is Coyote. And Coyote is often a trickster. Playing tricks on others, often playing tricks on himself. So this to me is about, if we race out with this half-formed idea, we can trip ourselves up. We can trick ourselves into believing something when possibly the opposite is true. So that's how I'm reading it. I'm just going to read from the book and see what the book's message is. I've got page number 12. Okay, so yeah, the coyote is a symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. This is why we need to stop and hold back and be patient. There's still lots of things going on. We haven't got the full picture yet. The coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find that coyote brings you the opposite of what you hoped for. The lessons offered by coyote may at first appear confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good. I've often found sort of when things have happened in my life that I've thought, oh no, what a disaster. With time, I come to see the blessings within that and how it's taken me on a path that I wouldn't have found without that diversion, or I wouldn't have had time to sit and reflect, to just check in on myself before moving forward. So the invitation: if coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointment, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this: coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle what you set in motion. Great growth and understanding comes to you when coyote calls your name. And then the medicine: are you being seduced by what you think you desire? Could it be that the more superficial, sparkly, shiny aspects of your ambition led you to this moment? If you think back to yesterday when we had all the glitters coming out from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, And it was, I said about, sort of beware, be careful about the shiny things, or the path that glitters. It may not be the path to take. Perhaps you feel that in order to get what you desire, you have to compromise yourself, control others, or manipulate situations to ensure your goal is met. Coyote howls in the shadows to remind you that this may be a lesson too painful to learn. Beware of shallow waters right now. Something or someone might pretend to be deep, but that doesn't make them so. No matter how seductive their superficial traits and how beautiful or sparkly they appear, all that glitters there will not turn up gold, no matter how many wishes you make to change that. Okay, the beware of shallow waters. With being in Scorpio season, it is really about getting into the deep waters, digging deep and seeing what comes up to the light of day. So this portal, it seems, is also offering us the opportunity to do that and to bring ourselves into balance. We're at the midpoint between the new moon that was in Scorpio, the digging deep energies last week, going towards the 19th of November, when we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, and the full moon, the light of the sun shining on the full face of the moon, illuminating all the illusions that there have been. So, a message: don't rush out, contemplate and play with things, nurture the new creativity being sort of grown, or the seeds that have been planted, whatever metaphors you want to use. And just hold back and just see sort of what messages come through. We may get some messages today. We may have to wait until sort of later in the month. We may even have to wait till we come out of Scorpio season and enter Sagittarius season on the 4th of... we enter Sagittarius season on the 22nd of November, but the Sagittarius new moon solar eclipse will be on the 4th of December. So just play with these energies, play with these ideas, play with this inspiration, balance the fire and the earth, and allow this, whatever it is that you're manifesting, to grow. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this reading today. If you do, please let me know below. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. If you want notifications from me, then make sure that you subscribe to the wiggly bell, and then you'll get notifications whenever I put up a new reading. If you're interested in having a personal reading from me, then there's a link to my email address below, which I'm using as I wait for my website to be developed and go live. Okay, so until next time, thank you and enjoy this 1111 portal.